In the silent embrace of a frigid, moonless night, far away from the comforting glow of civilization, fate had cast aside one of its most vulnerable creatures on a desolate stretch of a remote highway, where the cold asphalt met the biting wind. A wounded German shepherd lay abandoned. His eyes, half closed in pain and despair, told a story of loneliness and betrayal. There, in a shallow ditch edged by wild brambles, the poor dog, later known as Rex, fought against the darkness and cold that threatened to snuff out his fragile life. Every tremor of his weakened body was a silent plea for help, a desperate hope that somewhere, somehow, someone might notice his suffering. The distant hum of tires on the lonely road went unnoticed by Rex as his spirit battled the overwhelming fatigue of abandonment. His coat, once a shining cascade of rich, tawny fur, was now matted with grime and streaks of dried blood. In that bitter night, as stars played hide-and-seek behind heavy clouds, a miracle was quietly preparing to take shape. Rachel Turner had just returned from a long, soul-stirring shift at the local animal shelter, a place where compassion was the currency of every heart that walked through its doors. Her tired eyes and gentle smile betrayed the exhaustion of endless hours caring for the voiceless. As she drove along the remote highway on her way home, the dim headlights of her car flickered across the landscape. It was then, in the eerie quiet of the night, that her gaze fell upon a tiny, shivering form in a ditch. There, huddled against the cold, was a German shepherd whose eyes shimmered with both fear and an undeniable glimmer of hope. Without hesitation, Rachel pulled over. Her heart pounded with an inexplicable urgency, a summons from fate itself. Stepping out into the icy air, she moved slowly toward the trembling figure. Every careful step was laden with concern as she knelt beside the injured animal. In that, a moment as her hand reached out in a gesture of kindness, Rex's fearful eyes met hers. The silence between them was profound, a silent exchange of sorrow and salvation. "Hey there, little one," she murmured softly, her voice a soothing balm against the harsh wind. "I'm here to help you. You're safe now." With gentle determination, Rachel scooped the fragile creature into her arms. Though the dog whimpered and shuddered in protest, something deep within him stirred, a faint echo of trust that would one day blossom into an unbreakable bond. The following morning, as pale light filtered through the small clinic window, Rachel found herself seated in a sterile examination room with her newfound charge. The veterinarian, Dr. Emily Barnes, a gentle soul with kind eyes and skilled hands, greeted them both. Dr. Barnes listened intently as Rachel explained the circumstances of the dog's abandonment, a story laced with sorrow, yet tempered by hope. Dr. Barnes's measured touch and reassuring words set the stage for a gradual transformation. "He's been through so much," the doctor whispered as she inspected his wounds, "but with care and patience, I believe he can recover." With every treatment, every tender bandage, and every whispered word of encouragement, Rex began the long, arduous journey toward healing. Over days that blurred into weeks, the terror of his past gave way to the cautious beginnings of trust. In Rachel's warm home, the battered dog slowly rediscovered the beauty of unconditional care. During long nights by the fireplace, as the wind howled outside, Rachel sat by Rex's side and read softly to him. Though his eyes were clouded with memories of pain, they started to brighten with the recognition of a safe haven. In these quiet moments, the two formed a silent pact, an unspoken promise of second chances. Slowly, with each shared glance and gentle pat, Rex's once distant gaze began to shimmer with loyalty and love. As winter gave way to the gentle hues of early spring, the transformation within the modest living room was palpable. Rex, now shedding the remnants of his painful past, began to display the traits of a loyal companion. His once timid bark evolved into a resonant voice, a silent guardian alert to every nuance in the household. Rachel, whose heart had been steadily mended by the steady beat of compassion, marveled at the rapid progress of her furry friend. Their days were filled with simple joys, leisurely walks in the park, playful chases of leaves in the gentle breeze, and quiet afternoons resting together on the old worn couch. In those moments of calm, as the world outside bustled in its own chaotic rhythm, a unique and unspoken language developed between them. No longer was Rex merely a victim of circumstance. He had become a vibrant testament to the power of love and trust. Every gentle nuzzle and soft lick was a thank you, a recognition that his new life was a gift beyond measure. Rachel often reflected on how the darkest nights sometimes yield the brightest mornings, and how a single act of kindness can kindle a flame of hope that burns brighter than any star in the sky. One stormy night, when the heavens seemed to weep and the winds roared with unbridled fury, destiny came knocking in the most unexpected way. Inside Rachel's modest home, the tempest raged outside, its symphony of thunder and rain echoing through empty corridors. Yet, amidst the chaos, a subtle tension began to mount, a presence lurking in the shadows that was not of the storm. The clock struck midnight. An intruder stealthily approached the house, drawn by motives unknown to the slumbering occupants. The creak of a floorboard, a faint rustle behind a door. Each sound was magnified by the tumult outside. In the silent moments that followed, the intruder's intentions turned sinister as he inched closer to Rachel's private sanctuary. But fate, as ever, had a different design for the night. Rex, who had long since learned the language of caution and protection, sensed the disturbance immediately. His ears pricked up. His eyes, now alight with a determined fire, scanned the darkened corners of the room. The once gentle creature transformed in an instant into a vigilant guardian. With a low, resonant growl that vibrated with raw courage, he positioned himself between Rachel and the imminent threat. The intruder, taken aback by the unexpected defiance in the eyes of a once fragile dog, hesitated for a moment. A moment that would prove to be decisive. "Rex," Rachel murmured. From behind, her voice trembling with a blend of fear and gratitude. "Be brave now." And in that fleeting moment, the bond forged over countless quiet hours was put to the ultimate test. With the relentless force of the storm as his witness, Rex lunged forward. His growl deepened into a fierce bark, echoing through the stormy night as he met the intruder's advances head-on. The struggle was swift yet intense, a clash of desperation and devotion. In the midst of the chaos, Rachel could only watch, her heart pounding in her chest as she realized that the dog, who had once been a fragile soul, was now her steadfast protector. By the time the first rays of dawn pierced through the heavy clouds, the danger had been repelled. The intruder, daunted by the resolute spirit of a dog determined to defend his human companion, had fled into the remnants of the storm. Inside the house, a profound silence replaced the echoes of the violent encounter. Rachel, though shaken, rushed to Rex's side. In the pale morning light, she embraced him with tears of gratitude streaming down her face. "You saved me," she whispered, her voice trembling with emotion. "You are my hero." The story of that fateful night spread like wildfire through the small town. Neighbors, local reporters, and animal lovers gathered in awe to hear the tale of the brave German shepherd named Rex, a tale of resilience, loyalty, and the redemptive power of second chances. For many, Rex was not just a dog. He was a living testament to the belief that even those abandoned by fate could rise again, their broken hearts mended by compassion and care. Over the following weeks, as Rex's bravery was celebrated in community gatherings and local news, Rachel found herself overwhelmed with love and pride for the dog who had become her unwavering companion. Every day, as she reflected on the twists of fate that had brought them together, she marveled at how one act of kindness on a cold, lonely night had transformed both their lives. In the months that followed, Rachel and Rex became symbols of hope and resilience within their community. Public events were organized to honor the spirit of animal rescue and adoption, with Rex often leading the way, as a gentle reminder that even the most battered souls can find love and redemption. At one such celebration, as the townspeople gathered under a clear blue sky, Rachel took a moment to address the crowd. "Rex taught me that our past does not define us," she declared, her voice steady and full of emotion. "Every creature, no matter how broken, has the capacity to heal, to love, and to become a beacon of hope for others. The community responded with overwhelming support. Flyers, social media posts, and local news articles heralded Rex's transformation as a miracle of compassion. More than just a rescue story, it became a rallying cry, a call for every individual to open their hearts and consider the profound impact of offering a second chance to those in need. The tale of Rex, the once abandoned German shepherd, resonated deeply with everyone who had ever felt lost or cast aside. His journey symbolized the endless possibilities that arise when compassion triumphs over indifference. In quiet moments, at home, as Rachel and Rex settled into the comforting routine of shared meals, evening walks, and soft whispers in the dark, a silent understanding passed between them. Rex no longer carried the weight of his past alone. In his gentle eyes shone the promise of a future filled with love and purpose. For Rachel, every day was a reminder that life's greatest miracles often begin with a simple act of kindness. And for Rex, every pat on the head and every kind word was a reaffirmation that even in the coldest of nights, the warmth of a caring heart can spark a new beginning. As the seasons turned and time wove its tapestry of memories, the story of Rex and Rachel became an enduring legacy. Late one autumn evening, as golden leaves danced outside the window and the fire cast dancing shadows on the walls, I found myself reflecting on the extraordinary journey of this remarkable duo. Their story, born out of despair and nurtured by compassion, had blossomed into a narrative that celebrated the inherent resilience of the heart. In the quiet solitude of that evening, it was impossible not to marvel at how fate, in its mysterious ways, had orchestrated the meeting of two souls destined to heal one another. The battered German shepherd, once left to perish on a forsaken highway, had found not only shelter but also a home, one built on trust, love, and unwavering devotion. And Rachel, whose life had been enriched by every selfless gesture of compassion, discovered that sometimes the greatest treasures are found in the most unexpected companions. Every scar on Rex's body, every cautious step he took, told a tale of survival and transformation. And every smile that graced Rachel's face was a testament to the power of empathy and the possibility of redemption. Their bond, simple yet profound, reminded everyone that even the most fragile lives could be mended with a little love and care. It was a story that urged us all to look beyond appearances and to recognize the beauty in every creature, no matter how wounded they might be. In a grand gesture of community unity, a mural was commissioned in honor of Rex, a vibrant portrayal, capturing his noble eyes, poised in vigilant watchfulness. The unveiling of the mural was more than just a celebration of one dog's bravery. It was a call to arms for animal rescue and the transformative power of adoption. As the ribbon was cut and the crowd erupted into cheers, I could sense that the spirit of compassion had touched every heart present that day. For those who had once scoffed at the idea of change, the story of Rex served as an enduring reminder that every life, no matter how marred by hardship, held the potential for renewal. The mural, resplendent in its colors and symbolic in its design, stood as a permanent tribute to the countless lives saved by acts of kindness. It reminded us that a simple act, whether a caring touch, a warm embrace, or the decision to adopt, could alter the course of a life forever. In the days that followed, community members shared their own stories of loss and recovery, inspired by the courage of a dog who had defied the odds. Local schools organized visits to the animal shelter, and fundraisers were held to support veterinary care and rescue operations. Through these initiatives, the message was clear. Every creature deserved a chance to heal, to love, and to be loved. As I conclude this tale, I invite you to ponder the profound lessons woven into the life of Rex and the unwavering devotion of Rachel. Their journey is not merely a chronicle of pain and recovery, it is a testament to the power of love, a force capable of mending even the most fractured soul. In every step that Rex took on his long road to healing, in every glance of gratitude exchanged between him and Rachel. There was a message for all who would listen. No life is beyond redemption, no heart too broken to be made whole. As the duo strolled along a quiet lane, bathed in the gentle warmth of a rising sun, it was clear that the past had given way to a future brimming with promise. The scars of abandonment had been transformed into marks of courage. The trembles of fear had been replaced by the steadfast pulse of loyalty. In that simple, unadorned moment, the world seemed to whisper a quiet truth, one that resonated deep within every living being, that every act of kindness creates ripples, every gesture of compassion plants seeds of hope, and every second chance nurtures the possibility of a better tomorrow. So as you step forward into your own day, remember the story of Rex and Rachel, a story that calls upon us all to embrace those in need, to offer our hearts freely, and to believe in the power of transformation. For it is in the tender intersections of life's trials and triumphs that we discover our true strength, and it is in the selfless love we share that we find our most enduring purpose. Thus ends the chronicle of a forlorn soul's journey from despair to heroism, a journey marked by scars healed through love, trust, and resilience. Rex, the once abandoned German shepherd, now stands as a shining emblem of what it means to overcome adversity. His transformation is not only a tribute to the unyielding spirit of a single animal, but also a clarion call to every heart that beats. In the quiet hope of a second chance, may this story serve as a reminder that no act of kindness is ever in vain, and that in each of us lies the power to rewrite destinies, one tender moment at a time.